Hi kids, welcome to part 2. We're going to flock the platter today. This is what it looks like. I got the old flocking and paint off of it. I left the inside painted. I don't want to redo that. I took a motor plate off of the parts set, that RCA 78 RPM player that I did recently. This is from the parts set because it has the exact same spindle. So I just have that taped to this jam container. And the reason I'm doing that is because I can put this on here, get it on there all the way, put it on there like that, and it will sit up above the level of the box so that I can flock the sides as I'm doing this. And all I have to do is grab the spindle and it'll turn. I don't have to touch the platter, you know, when it's got adhesive and flocking on it. All I have to do is grab the spindle and I can turn it a bit, and that way I can flock the whole thing, top and sides, really well. So that's what we're going to do right now. I've got my adhesive here, so we're going to crack this open and stir it up. And then this kit from yes, they are, you know, they call themselves, you know, just flock it. And they have a website and all that stuff, you know. Available in a wide range of colors. There's all the colors listed right there, you know. You can go to their website and see examples of all of them. If you have an old turntable that has the, some people call it the mouse for turntable. So we're going to look at this. Clean surface of object to be coated. Yes. Metal objects do not have to be sealed. Stir contents in can. Apply a generous, even coat. Spray on the fibers very liberally immediately after undercoat has been applied. Let object dry for 10 to 15 hours. Then shake loose the surplus and brush lightly to remove excess fibers, and save these fibers for future use. Interesting. All right, so we're going to do that. 10 to 15 hours. Wow. Anyway, what I've been told is you put the color-coded adhesive on there. In this case, we're using brown because we're going to make this dark brown, because obviously that's what color it was. I've been told that when you are applying the fibers with this little air pump, when you think you have enough on there, keep going, because you're only going to get one shot at this. You can't really apply more adhesive and try again once you've got flocking on there, or you'll just, you know, not a good idea. So we're really only going to get one good shot at this. So I'm going to stop this real quick, and I'm going to start stirring this up, and then we'll get some on there, and I'll show you what that looks like. And then we're going to fill our little pump with the flocking fibers and go for it. Seems to be a pretty nice consistency right out of the, you know, just popping the top. Nothing's separated or anything, so I'm just going to give it a stir here. And then we're going to start brushing it on. And get ready for business here. We're going to make this look pretty again. I've got a few record players that need this done, so I'm anxious to try this. So let's see if we can get going on this. I'm just going to set that aside. They gave you this little brush. I'm going to go ahead and use it. It's probably, you know, not the greatest, but it'll do. Let's just go for it here. Just to apply it liberally, which I think means generously. And so we're going to put on a fairly heavy coat there, not get crazy about it, but we're going to put it on there pretty good. And this is, I've had trouble, I've tried this before. I bought some flocking fibers off of eBay, and I just tried brown spray paint, and that dries way too fast, and you cannot get the fibers to stick well enough. You'll get some of them will stick, but what you'll end up with is a very thin coat of flocking, and it just doesn't work. You want this to be really heavy. I went ahead and I obviously kind of got it on the spindle there. I'm not too worried about it. What I think I'm going to do is before I do the sides, you can see how fast this goes on there. I've got it on there really thick. That's what they said to do. We hope it's thick enough. I'm going to try to make sure there aren't any bare spots here. I'm going to set that down for just a second. Grab a rag here, and just what I want to do is I want to go ahead and lift it off the spindle real quick and just set it on the edge of the box, and then wipe the spindle off. Okay, because I want to be able to grab that thing. Then I'm going to see if I can get it back on there. I'm probably going to have to push down on it and mess it up a little bit, but that'll be alright. I'll just brush it out. If I can just, let's see. No, that's alright. It'll be okay. I just got to get the sides, and I think we're ready to go. Let me do that real quick. And we're just, you know, this will be interesting. I've tried this a couple of different ways. You can make your own flocking gun. If you want to do it electrostatically, you can make one with a bug zapper that you just buy for nothing at Harbor Freight. And I tried that, and it probably is an interesting idea. It makes the fibers stand up. The electrostatic charge makes the fibers stand up, which is what you want if you're using a record changer. You want to cushion the record when it falls. But on something like this that's just a manual, one record at a time, the records aren't really dropping onto it. It's not crucial. I just want it to look good and be durable. So I'm going for it here. I'm going around, taking a look at it to make sure I've got everything covered, and it looks like I do. So I think we're just about ready. Set that aside and wipe this off my fingers. It's not that sticky. I'm going to put the lid on and step back here a second and dig in my tool bag here and get my rubber mallet. Okay. I don't want that. You're supposed to cap that right away so it doesn't start drying out. Okay, so I'm going to stop it real quick and get this pump gun loaded, and then we're going to do this. Okay, so you start by filling this half of it, the half without the holes, without the writing. You start by filling this half of it about halfway, and then slide that on there gently. And they say to go ahead and pump it and do a twisting motion as you go to kind of hang on one second. I just noticed I got a couple of brush hairs in here. That's not nice. I know I shouldn't have used that cheap brush that came with this kit, but I did. Okay. Be alright. Okay. Yeah, it'll be alright. It's already settled down. Okay, so anyway, here we go. Try to get around the sides, give it a little spin, keep on going. And like I said, I'm going to get this stuff all over everywhere. I can't do this outside, it's too windy, you know, but that's okay. We're going to just do the best we can here, and vacuum up whatever's left, you know, it'll be alright. You know, you have the box to catch it, and then you have, you know, I can vacuum up whatever goes wherever I don't want it. That's, like I said, the instructions are everything I've seen on YouTube and everywhere else says once you think you've got enough on there, keep going. So we're just going to do that. Because like I said, you can reclaim these fibers, the ones that land on the bottom of the box and everything. You can reclaim them. It's fine. Because we're going to have to let this thing sit a long time. I really want to get the sides, you know, the edges. So let's just, you can see it's kind of fun. You can, you know, they make this, you know, so you can do duck decoys and jewelry boxes and anything that, you know, requires this kind of stuff. And so I'm just going to go ahead and go pretty heavy here. Very heavy, in fact, because I want, like I said, you only really get one shot at this. And I don't want to have to come back and, you know, because I'd have to strip it and start all over again. So I'm just kind of really going for it. And I'm going to try to set that aside. We're going to take a look at it. Here, let me take a look at it and I'll be right back. Well, I kind of, you know, there are fibers everywhere. I've got them on, you know, the screwdriver's got them on. You know, but it's not that bad. It's not. You know, I can brush it off there or let's just vacuum it. But what I noticed was I really had to get down there and spray the bottom of the sides. You could see the adhesive didn't have any flocking on it, so I went around and did that really thoroughly, and I used up all of that. But you can see, let me grab this real quick. You know, you can see what's in the bottom of the box there. That's just, you know, bottom of the box is full of it, and you can see how that looks. It's too heavy, you know, but it's supposed to be. You overdo it, and then after everything dries, you shake it all off of there, brush off the excess, and it'll be fine. You know, you'll get that definition back in the center and everything, you know. So I really had to watch the edges, though. Get over here in the light, you know. So there you go. You can kind of see from that angle. You can really see it. You know, it makes a nice even finish, and it the light, the fluorescent light, is making it look lighter than it is. It's a very nice dark chocolate brown. That's what I'm seeing. Anyway, that is how you do that. Wanted to show you that, and I did. I filled this about halfway and ended up using all of it, and I still have that much plus what I'm going to recover from the box. When you buy the kit from the company, you get 2 different colors of flocking, 2 different colors of adhesive that match, and the pump. And let me see, that was, grab my invoice here. For that kit, which is enough to do several turntables or whatever it is that you want to do, it's about $50 plus shipping. You know, shipping was extra, but it was $50 for the kit. And you consider if you send these things off and have them done professionally, they cost $35 each plus shipping. So for $50, I've got enough to do 4 or 5 or maybe even 6 platters, depending on what size they are. I have one that's only 6 inches that, you know, won't take as much, you know. And there's a lot of flocking in this box that I'm going to recover, and there's plenty of adhesive, so it's not a bad deal. You know, if you're doing this, if you do as many record players as I do, not a bad deal. So that's that. We're going to let that sit. Like it says, you know, need to let it sit overnight and then some. It's probably going on 3 o'clock here, so I'm going to let it sit overnight, and that ought to be about right. By morning it should be done, and then I can knock all the excess off and show you what that looks like. So stand by for that.